Not the welcome I expected. Jess adjusted her blazer for the 100th time as she waited in the conference room, nerves dancing in her stomach. After months of job hunting, she'd finally landed something, even if it wasn't her dream role. She didn't meet all the qualifications, but maybe charm and persistence had finally paid off. Then he walked in. Tall, confident, still wearing that serious face like he owned the place. Her heart stopped. Warren Kim? She hadn't seen him in years. Not since he stole her teenage heart in 10th grade with his crooked smile and guitar skills in school assembly. And now he was her new boss? She couldn't stop smiling as introductions began. Part of her hoped, prayed, he'd recognize her. But nothing, not even a flicker of memory in his dark eyes. When it was her turn, she cleared her throat. "Warren?" she asked cautiously. He looked surprised. "That's me," he said, brow furrowing. "Have we met?" Jess blinked, thrown off by how blank he looked. "We went to high school together," she replied shyly, her heart sinking. In her mind, she screamed, "You were my crush, and I swear you liked me too." But Warren only shrugged with a forced smile. "Well, I met a lot of people in high school, but you're good, right?" Then he turned and walked away, leaving Jess standing there, mouth open, pride wounded, and heart confused. The day that changed everything. Jess hadn't planned to go back to the office that Friday evening, but the thought of catching up on work over the weekend was more comforting than the growing pile of unanswered emails. She slipped into the quiet building, heading straight for her desk, when something caught her eye in Warren's office. He was lying on the floor. "Warren?" She rushed in, heart pounding. "Warren, can you hear me?" No response. "Warren, wake up," she shouted, shaking him gently. Still nothing. Panicking, she ran to the kitchen, filled a paper cup with cold water, and splashed it onto his face. His eyes fluttered open, barely. "Jess," he whispered weakly. "My bag, medication." She searched frantically through his laptop bag. Nothing. "There's no medication here." I must have forgotten." His voice faded as he passed out again. Jess didn't hesitate. She bolted out the door, found the night security guard, and together they managed to get Warren into her car. She drove straight to the hospital, barely stopping at traffic lights, anxiety making her grip the wheel too tightly. When they arrived, Warren was too heavy to carry. She ran inside yelling for help, and luckily a nurse appeared with a wheelchair. Within minutes, he was admitted. "We need the patient's details," the nurse said. I don't know. His name is Warren. That's all I know," Jess stammered. "Are you a relative?" Jess hesitated, then lied. "I'm his partner." Later, as the doctor approached her with updates, she learned that Warren had collapsed from complications caused by ammonia, likely triggered by stress and failure to take his medication. "We also need blood. He's a match with your type. Are you willing to donate?" Without hesitation, she nodded. "Yes." As they drew her blood, Jess stared at the ceiling, wondering how she'd ended up here, helping a man who treated her like a thorn in his side. Why am I even doing this? I should have left him there and acted like I never saw anything. Maybe I still have feelings for this idiot. She sighed. "Get it together, Jess." Before leaving, she asked the nurse, "Please don't tell him I donated. I don't want him to know." By the next morning, the hospital called. Warren was ready for discharge, but someone had to sign his release. "Of course," Jess muttered sarcastically. "Who else would it be?" Frustrated and exhausted, she got ready, stopping by the store to buy some fruit, because despite everything, her good heart wouldn't let her show up empty-handed. At the hospital, they were still running final tests. I could have taken my sweet time, she thought bitterly. She sat down to fill out the discharge forms when Warren appeared behind her. "I guess I owe you, thanks," he muttered, like the words physically pained him. Jess smiled sarcastically. "You're welcome." "I left my bag at the office. Can you drop me off there?" She glanced at her fuel meter and inhaled deeply. "Sure. Why not?" "Positive vibes, Jess. Positive vibes," she reminded herself the whole way there. When Warren came back out with his bag, she asked for directions to his place. "We should stop for gas first," he added. "Of course we should." At the station, Jess went to the restroom, trying to mentally reset. When she came back, Warren asked casually, "Want to grab something to eat?" That was the last straw. She hit her forehead against the steering wheel. "Why am I being punished? I'm not the reason you collapsed." Warren raised an eyebrow. "Isn't this what people in a relationship do? Take care of each other, sacrifice, and stuff?" She looked up, fuming. What relationship? He shrugged. That's what you wrote on the hospital form. You're such an idiot, she snapped. I didn't know your emergency contacts. Your phone was locked. What else was I supposed to do? And by the way, a simple thank you for not letting you die would be nice. He bit his lip. I didn't mean to sound inconsiderate. I thought you'd get the joke. Jess blinked in disbelief. Some joke. We have to eat anyway, he said, getting out of the car. Please join me? She sighed. Free food. I'd be an idiot to say no.
At the restaurant, she barely touched her menu, her stomach in knots. Was it nerves? Or the fact that she was finally sitting across from the guy she used to daydream about in high school? Then Warren shared an unexpected story. How he once spilled juice on himself in a restaurant and everyone thought he'd peed his pants. Jess burst into laughter, tears streaming down her cheeks. Oh my gosh, you're kidding me. Their lunch ended with real smiles, and as she dropped him off, Jess hesitated. Hey, I brought you something, she said, handing him the fruit bag. Hope it helps you feel better. He accepted it with a rare smile. Thank you. Oh, and take Monday off. You've earned it. Jess raised an eyebrow. I'd like that in writing. Of course, he said with a smirk, waving goodbye. That night, as she relaxed on her couch, a notification popped up. An email from Warren. Subject line, Monday off, approved. She smiled to herself. Finally, something decent. Meanwhile, Warren opened the fruit bag at home. Tucked inside was a note. Just in case we ended the day on a bad note, take your medication. Don't skip meals. Avoid stress. Rooting for you. Jess. He stared at it for a moment, then smiled. Genuinely, for once. Jess had decided to guard her heart. Whatever happened today didn't mean anything. Back in the office, she'd stay professional, cool, and distant. Even if her high school crush had just become the most confusing part of her life.